Folks, we come to the part 2 video of the exercise 13.1. We are continuing with our limits and derivatives problems. This is our ninth problem, which says that limit as x tends to 0, ax plus b by c x plus 1 appears as though it is okay if we go in for a substitution. So let's try substitution. A into 0 plus b, c into 0 plus 1. So this is 0, this is 0. Answer is b by 1, b. That's fine, works good. Now this should not be okay. Substitution should not be okay because 1 minus 1 is 0. So we cannot go in for a substitution. Contrary, you can use that formula which we did in the earlier problem. Limit as x tends to a, x raised to n minus a raised to n by x minus a becomes n a raised to n minus 1. I think we are supposed to be using that because it's of that form, right? So you could call this as limit as z tends to 1, z raised to 1 by 3 minus 1 raised to 1 by 3. 1 raised to anything is 1 itself. So you can manipulate it in whatever way you want. Z raised to 1 by 6 minus 1 raised to 1 by 6. Now in order to get it in this form, you have to get z minus 1. You see this. Z minus 1 is required here also. Z minus 1 is required here also. It's on there. We can introduce, no problem. So see, doing something to both the numerator and denominator will not alter the value. So what we are doing is we are dividing this numerator by z minus 1. We are also dividing the denominator by z minus 1. Like that, the value of the fraction will not be altered. So that is why whatever you do to the numerator, if you do to the denominator, the value will not be altered. So we have given the same treatment, and in limits we know that there is no harm if we share the limit value between the numerator and denominator separately. So we do that for our convenience so that we are able to apply this. So we apply this result both in the numerator and denominator separately, and let's see how it works. It now works as n for us in this case is 1 by 3. A for us is 1 raised to 1 by 3 minus 1. So here n for us is 1 by 6, 1 raised to 1 by 6 minus 1. Now this part you can totally disregard because 1 raised to anything is 1, so we don't be bothered about that at all. And between this, we know numerator to numerator you can cut, denominator to denominator you can cut. So 3 can cut 2, and divided by the numerator means multiplication by the reciprocal, and after all that is over, this will come to 2. So your answer is 2. For this, the answer is 2. We have unnecessarily left so much place. Alright, fine. Now this, it is glaringly visible to me, I don't know whether it's visible to you, that substitution is perfectly okay over here. Like what will happen? A times 1. 1 squared, 1 itself. B into 1 and C times 1 squared, B times 1 plus A. What comes? A into 1 squared is A, B into 1 is B, C is itself, C into 1 squared, C itself, B into 1 is B, A plus B plus B, B plus C, C plus B plus A, it's A plus B plus C, cancel, answer 1. Okay, as easy as that. Let's go to the next one. Limit as x tends to minus to 1 by x plus 1 by x plus 1 by 2. We don't like it much, right? We want everything in the numerator. So do one thing, we'll try to equalize it and try to start like that, and let's see how it comes. So like limit as x tends to minus 2. See, we cannot do substitution because here there is a problem, and that's why we are going for that equalize. This to be multiplied by 2, this to be multiplied by x. So 2 plus x, which is x plus 2, okay, into 2x whole by x plus 2. We have equalized it. Now numerator we know can cancel, and denominator, then it has to be sorted out. So what we are left with? We are left with limit as x tends to minus 2 1 by 2x. That's what we are left with, and 2x is minus 2 minus 1 by 4. I don't know, I feel like just verifying the answer. Yeah, minus 1 by 4. That's it, right? Then now in this part we are coming to trigonometric limit. First we saw substitution, then we saw algebra of the powers, the limit of algebra of the powers. Then we are now going to see this trigonometric limit, which says that limit as x tends to, or rather, x tends to 0, sin x by x is always 1. Limit as x tends to 0, tan x by x is also 1. But limit as x tends to 0, cos x, can anybody tell? Cos 0 is 1. Cos 0 will be 1. So here there is no that by x business. Only that single thing, if it comes, it will become 1. Okay, other things are also there that we'll learn as we do, we'll learn more. Okay, so that is what they intend that we should be applying. So automatically, as an extension to this, you can also keep in your mind that limit as x tends to 0, sin ax if it is coming, then you should have ax in the denominator, then only it will become 1. Whatever, 5x, then 5x in the denominator, 10x, then 10x in the denominator, 20x, 20x in the denominator, then you can get it as 1. So here the problem is with this b. Had this b been a, your work is over, but it is not. Okay, so let's see how to sort it out. Now limit has got this property that all constants and all can go out. No, it will be filtered out of the limit. So this b and all can move out because it's a constant. So the b is moving out and it becomes 1 by b times limit as x tends to 0 sin ax by x. That is good for us. Why? Because it gives us a chance to bring in a. Let's bring in a over here. Can we do that here alone? No. If we do that here, you should multiply also by a so that the value doesn't change. At the same time, you get the a there because we have to get the limit as 1. It's a great step here. Why? Because there are two advantages. One is that we have got sin ax by x. Other advantage is a is a constant. It will not create any trouble. It will move out of the limit. It's like filter. You know, that limit, it moves out of the, and it will not trouble that limit at all. So it will move out and it will become a by b. So what are we left with? Limit as x tends to 0 sin ax by ax, which is our desired form of, not desired actually. See, whenever x tends to 0, automatically ax will also tend to 0. Why? Because x itself is 0. So when you multiply something with 0, it is going to become 0. So that you have to filter and write. Limit as ax tends to 0 sin ax by the formula is going to be 1. So it is ab into 1 and a by b into 1. Answer is a by b. So you get the final answer as a by b. Same way we have the next problem that is also going to be, if you could save on that space, we could do one more problem. Yeah, it was limit, I forgot now the problem, let me check. Limit as x tends to 0 sin ax. Limit as x tends to 0 sin ax by sin bx, same story like before, you know. You have to, it is basically the application of this result, and for the application of that result you should have sin ax by ax, which is not there, which means it has to be brought in. Okay, similarly sin bx we have to get by bx, then our work is done. So we get it somehow, you know, we use a mathematical jugglery and bring it. So let's see how to do it. See, as I said, in a fraction, if you do something to the numerator, you do it to the denominator, it's perfectly justified. So we are going to do that. Both the numerator and denominator, we are dividing by x. Right? Okay. But though we have done this, we are not so happy. Why? Because we should get ax in the numerator, we should get bx in the denominator. Then only we will be happy because we are able to apply the result. But bringing ax is not at all a problem. We have learned just in the previous question, it's just multiply and divide, you get ax, right? So here I want ax, so I multiply and divide. Here I want bx, so I multiply and divide. And these are polite things which come out, right? Or we'll also write this as like a times limit as x tends to 0 sin ax by ax, and b times limit as x tends to 0 sin bx by bx. We observe that limit as x tends to 0 is as good as limit ax tends to 0, because that's how it will happen when something is multiplied. So we write it in that desired form and we are able to apply the result. So this becomes 1, this becomes 1. So it's like a into 1, as like b into 1. Here the answer is a by b. Right? So just jugglery and then getting problems like this. This was our part 2 video where we have taken up trigonometric and the algebra of the powers limit. Some more trigonometric we will be seeing in the next part. Thank you.